Hello everyone, my name is Lena KrupinA, and today we will discuss the news from the world of gymnastics. The Grand Prix stage in Marbella and the third stage of Italian Cup Championship have recently passed, but we will talk about them in the next video. Based on the comments and the discussions, now there is a more important topic to be discussed. Well, before starting the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. For my Russian audience, I am continuing to develop a Yandex.Zen channel, and for everyone, a Telegram channel. A group in VK and Facebook are actively maintained, so follow where it is convenient for you and stay up to date with all the news from the world of gymnastics. Talking about the most painful topic, which I honestly wanted to leave aside because I knew that it will cause a lot of controversy, but there's a lot of discussions. I also get a lot of questions, so I decided that it is important to talk to you about this. On March 18th, a concert rally with the slogan "For a World Without Nazism in Russia, for the President" was held in Moscow. It was broadcast on almost all the TV channels in Russia, for a second on 19 channels, although initially only 4 had the event on their schedules. The rest of the channels interrupted broadcasting according to their schedule for the sake of the concert. Officially, this event was dedicated to the day reunification of Crimea and Sevastopol with Russia. But I think many people understand that such events are also held at such a time to raise patriotism, given the heated situation between the countries. So 200,000 people gathered at the main stadium. According to official data, 95,000 were in the arena and about 100,000 were near the arena. The concert was attended by a huge number of stars, not only Russian ones. Russian President Vladimir Putin gave a solemn speech, and what interests us the most is that at the event were our gymnasts, Dina and Arina Averina. Athletes were invited, and the Russian anthem was played in honor of them, under the pretext that they did not hear it at the Olympics, and therefore it was played for them here. Dina even gave a speech in which she mentioned that sports achievements are not a personal victory. There are many people behind this, including coaches, doctors, and competition organizers. She then asked to not forget about it, adding that she felt the support of the country, which helped her get rid of negative. I think everyone understands that we are talking about the silver medal at the Olympics. Well, now what has generated a lot of controversy is the emblems on their chests with the letter Z, in which the girls stood at the concert and sang the anthem. This letter stands for the word "for," which translates to Russian as "za." If you have it on your clothing, generally it means that you are supporting Russia in this political conflict. The interesting part is that the girls covered the sign up when they posted photos from the concert on their personal social media. To begin with, I will answer the question that I was repeatedly asked. Yes, indeed, the girls covered up the sign in their personal account, and I think this is most clearly visible even to non-professionals. According to the information that I could find, this was done in order not to cause strong abuse in the commentary, and it was not the girls themselves who did it, but their representative, who is engaged in their PR. At least this is what I understand. Of course, no one comments on this matter, and I think they will not. In general, it is strange to publicly go out in this sign and hide it on personal social media, as if in a world where internet exists, this may not be noticed. This is probably what most of all caused a negative attitude towards the sisters. If at least the photos were not smeared, then at least they would not be judged for Photoshop, and this is how it turns out in public, one thing, and on social media, the other. But do not rush to throw mud at them. I know that many have already done this, that if anything, I will judge. In general, I do not support insulting anyone. You can express your point of view correctly, and I hope that we will all learn this. Let's take a look at whether the girls should have participated in such an event. I think you all know that I always try to defend the truth and always try to be as objective as possible, so I will reason. First, let's start with the fact that the girls returned from the Olympics and began to say that they were sued. They were supported by many in their country, including the country's leadership. For Dina and Arina, this has become something really important. And although I still hold the opinion that the girls were not sued, about what I made a video with the analysis of the Olympics, as a fact, the support of the country and such important people of the state at such moment is cool anyway. And so it turns out that the country supported its athletes at a difficult moment for them, whether it's due to the fact that Arina Averina is behind them, or simply because what happened to the gymnast at the Olympics went through all the media. The main thing here is the fact that the support that they provided to the girls showed that the country is with them. Although I think it is clear that Vladimir Putin doesn't understand rhythmic gymnastics, and he didn't read the COP and probably didn't watch the performances, and naturally his conclusions that the gymnasts were judged was on the basis of close people. But he was dedicated to support the gymnasts for a reason known to us. They complain on refereeing often and a lot. Why is it the Averins who he supported? The question remains open. Secondly, we all know how Arina Averina supports the current president, which she repeatedly spoke about in her interviews. And given that the girls from an early age are under the wing of Arina and Alexandrovna, it is not surprising that they now have the same values. Well, I think even these 2 points are enough to understand that Dina and Arina Averina had only one thought about attending this event, especially since the scandal from the Olympics is still on everyone's lips, and the girls are remembered. This means that they are public figures, and by appearing at a concert like this, they show that they support their country, just like the country supported them. And most importantly, even if you do not agree with all this is not a reason to judge others for their choices, their thoughts, and their positions. By this appearance, they clearly do not support someone's murdered, and these concepts should definitely not be interfered with each other. I see this appearance as support of their country and an indicator that the girls are patriots. Considering that Dina and Arina are popular all over the world and gymnasts follow them from different countries, it is normal for me that their representative might think that the smeared letters in Photoshop, which many people reacted very sharply at, can soften the reaction among fans. The problem is that he did not guess, and it didn't soften, but rather aggravated the situation. But who doesn't make mistakes? Well, Lena, the Israeli gymnast, supported and said that if her country were in the same situation, she would support it. Well, you don't have to go far. All Ukrainian gymnasts are now supporting their government and their country. When Belarus had rallies, Belarusian gymnasts supported their country. It is not surprising that Russian gymnasts also support their country, although for some reason they receive hatred from many. Most Russian gymnasts are completely afraid to speak out because of aggressive comments and statements that could be addressed to them. And even those who support sometimes get aggressive comments in their direction for their support. So it is difficult to be Russian. No matter whose side you support, Russia or Ukraine, you will still get hate, most likely from the same people. Therefore, my opinion is that it's definitely not worth hating the girls, but accepting their appearance at the concert as a fact, and certainly not making their appearance in the concert as if they support someone's murders. It seems like it's never worked like this. Well, about the fact that sports is outside of politics. Taking into account all the sanctions that are imposed on Russia and Belarus and the ban on athletes to participate in competitions, it is reasonable to say that sports is no longer outside politics. And it is clearly not the Averina sisters who started it, but the Olympic committees, which began to prohibit Russian athletes from participating in international tournaments due to the political actions of their country. Well, I think now the big question is about the future career of the Averin sisters, given what negativity has poured on them. Although Arina Averina said in a recent interview that the Averins are not afraid of sanctions because of the rally in Luzhniki, since they have had no sponsors, there is no one to impose sanctions on. Russia doesn't compete anywhere anyway, so it probably wouldn't affect their performance either way. Well, the girls are now traveling around the country and appearing at various events, which means that we can assume that they have so far paused their active training, and what will happen next is still unknown. Write in the comments what you think about the situation with the Averins, and what do you think about the fact that they smeared their letter Z on their chests. Just please express your opinion without insults. Well, it is also interesting to know what you think about the future careers of the Averinas, whether they will continue to train in this incomprehensible world or end their careers. Well, remember that I love you all very much. Be kinder and bye-bye.